Hey everyone, and welcome to Never Split the Patrick's face. Oh God, audio podcast listeners in the future, you are so grateful you can't see it. Hi guys, my name is Dustin. I also go by the Arbitrary Nerd. We are watching or listening to season 2, episode 15 of Mostly Harmful. Title of this episode is The Most Dangerous Game Show. In parentheses, because I'm stealing a book title and just adding show at the end. We are playing Paizo Starfinder. If you guys aren't aware of that. We are almost exactly on time tonight, so we do have some announcements to get through. Last week, we had some egregious issues with our overlay, which is hopefully functioning. I can't see it. I'm assuming Twitch is working. And I'm going to let the cast introduce themselves. We'll do some announcements, and then I've got some housekeeping for where we are right now with Starfinder, and then we'll get right back to it, where the party was just recently, captured by some Eoxian freak, and are being, shoved into a dome again, because that's kind of the theme. Alrighty, guys. In our new order, good luck on Twitch. Looks like Nick's up next.
New order?
I'm up next to me? Is it because I'm the new character? Well, not the newest yet, I guess. But I'm Nick, and I'm playing Dren Tailblade. He's a new character, and he's a pirate monkey man.
You forgot your race again?
No, he's a Marikoi. That's the name of the race, but he's a pirate monkey man.
I'm also American.
Oh, and he's a Solarian.
Is that right?
And his Solarian weapon is on his tail.
And unless Nick's good today, he might die.
If you guys want to see the new character art for Nick's character, you can find it on our Twitch at NSTPcast. Next up, Justin.
Hi, I'm Justin. I'm playing Seeker, the android technomancer, and gonna have fun in this dome playing a game. Seeker loves games.
Does Seeker also now talk like a radio announcer?
I do.
Oh, okay. That's just so.
That's
Justin.
just how I do now.
Okay, Patrick, you're up.
No.
I thought it was Rye's job to switch to, be the person.
I lost my first spot and the radio gig. Rise said, "Hi, I'm Patrick, and I play Reich Oren. He is the captain of this crew, barring one exception. Fun fact, previously, Nicholas played a character named Brawl. Brawl and Rye, they did not get along so well, so Nick got a chance to make a new character where friendships can flourish, and he kidnapped us instead. We're off to a good start. Tune in to see what happens next. I don't know. Maybe gunshots.
Probably gunshots.
Probably gunshots.
Yeah,
Probably grenade.
shots.
Probably a grenade. So do you have a new character lined up, Nicholas?
I do not.
Character?
I can only retire one, so.
Correct. Retiring is the only one enough. You may get murdered, though. Next up, Chris.
Hello, I'm Chris, and I play a bunch of question marks.
For the time being, that is apropos. Yep.
And I am Michael, and I am playing Zero, the android operative. Probably the one Rye's gonna sick on the monkey thing.
Absolutely. You know what you're doing.
Don't wanna be your monkey thing.
Okay. All right.
Millie's gone. We don't have a wrench.
For some housekeeping announcements, if you guys are also following along with the podcast, we are slowly churning those out. We're only 7 episodes behind, and we'll hopefully be caught up soon. I'm going to try and do a bunch this weekend, and Justin said he promises on his mother, that he's going to finish them all this weekend, right, Justin? That's what was said?
Yeah, and then next week we're gonna be only 10 behind. I don't know how we shot up a couple episodes in 1 week, but it's gonna happen.
All right, yes. Other announcements for the show. That's pretty much it. We've got Starfinder going out.
Hello.
I'll get to your announcements in a second. Okay. The one thing for viewers, as you guys are looking at the overlay, this is just the kind of basic one. If you guys see anything that you would like to have added to the overlay in terms of information that we've had in the past or other shows you've seen, let us know. We will be putting character name back up on there, or character names back up on there. It's just that without having all the characters known, I didn't want to keep changing it with a bunch of question marks, so I'm basically just being lazy. As of next, I have character character names and artwork on the overlay. But anything else, let us know either at Twitch, again, that's at NSTPcast, or hit us up on Discord, which is bit.ly/neverdiscord. And for our audio viewers, if you want to pop onto our YouTube at bit.ly/neveryoutube and tell us what you think about the overlay, I'd still appreciate that, even if it's not, your usual. All right. Nick and Chris, you guys have some announcements?
Yeah. So coming up this Saturday, we are going to be running an Extra Life event. If anybody's not familiar with Extra Life, they are a charity that gives to the Children's Miracle Network. So we're going to be raising money for 24 hours. Me, Nick, and we're going to be the hosts, kind of running the whole thing, but we're going to have Justin. I think,
Hello.
Justin, you said you're going to be showing up, and a bunch of other people. I don't know if Mike or Pat are showing up, but we're going to be playing video games for 24 hours straight. So, yeah, hop on by. We're going to be under the Never Split the Party name, too. So, yeah, just kind of join in, have some fun.
So, to clarify, the charity stream is under the Never Split the Party, us as a group, but it will be hosted on my channel.
I'm sure we can host here as well, too.
Well, yeah, it will be hosted here, but the primary feed, if you want to interact with us in the chat, you'll need to go to my channel, which is twitch.tv/awesomenessdude_.
You need a bit.ly. Come on, man. Just do it.
Also, want to link it in chat. But
Yeah, look at it in chat.
So we're going to be running all sorts of pretty cool little events for people who are donating. We're going to be having like this little spin the wheel thing, and we're going to be doing some real fun stuff, and we're looking forward to it. So
Is the wheel a bottle?
it can be.
Last year, right in a row, you had to chug a milkshake, spin around in a chair, and then eat a hot pepper. So that was fun.
I forgot about the milkshake thing. That was fun.
Yeah.
We should add that, Chris.
Like one after another, too.
But
That was
we already
fun.
have something on that list that is 110% going to make me throw up.
That's bad math.
Yeah.
Right, ready, guys?
No.
Maybe I can get him to throw up on stream. Ready? Mayonnaise.
UV blue.
UV blue.
So this is
Blend of mayonnaise and UV blue served atop a foot.
That would actually make me throw up.
I'm pretty sure that would make human as a species.
Anyways,
I pay.
come join us. It's for a good cause. We're raising money for the kids.
I did link to our, in the chat, which has already disappeared now. I did link to our Extra Life. I will make sure that it is on the show notes for this episode, both on YouTube and in Audio Land. So just check it out if you guys are interested. Every donation helps. It goes to our local children's hospital. I assume you guys did Boston Children's?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been there many times, especially through my young life. Totally love that place as much as you can love a hospital, which is
They keep telling you to not come back, but yet.
So yeah, I'm always happy to support. I think next year we talked about maybe doing it a little bit harder as an NSTP group kind of thing, and having more representation from members with the party.
Mm-hmm.
I'm planning on bringing RPG elements to it then, because that's my jam. Had I thought about it, well, you know what? I'll save it. I have something baked.
We'll save it for the after party. Yeah.
I have something baked into this setting that we're doing, the Most Dangerous Game Show, that I think would have been a fun, like, full session at the 24-hour stream. But if we don't get to it before then, I don't want to spoil it. So maybe we'll chat about that later in the after party. And yeah, that's this Saturday, guys, 10 a.m. EST to the following Sunday, 10 a.m. EST. And
if you need any of the information, it'll be in the Discord announcements channel.
Perfect. All right. Any other announcements, guys, from anyone? Patrick, you can just shut up.
I want to announce that I'm still using physical dice, and mild success so far. Only 1-2 of note, and we'll see how that continues to roll.
I want to announce that I just tried to take a sip of this water and poured like a ton all over me for no reason.
Good job, Justin.
Is
Did
the
you do that
reason
while we were in
that
Philly
it's
too?
not-
That's my drinking problem.
Didn't you do that while we were in Philly, or you were in
Sure
the car or
did.
something like that? Okay.
Oh yeah, no, he did it
yeah,
on
sure
the car
did in
right
the
there.
car. Yeah.
I witnessed it. He saw me witness it and hoped somehow while I was staring at him that I did not see it.
That was the best interaction. Just
He-
like
he
nowhere. It's just like, did you see that? Yes. No. Anyway.
I suppose that one's on Dustin. No character sheet for Dren.
Yeah, no, I don't have. Well, actually, I don't think I've received Dren's character sheet from Nick yet.
You have
But
not.
I haven't asked for it, and no one else has updated anyway, so it's not like I'm.
Yeah, Patrick, who's still level 2.
It's
I'm
fine.
pretty sure.
On what?
It's fine. This is not something to talk about right now. We'll talk about it later. We can
Nope.
ask Patrick another time.
I don't believe in tabling.
One thing we actually so we didn't get to talk about it last week because of the issues that let us start a half hour late. We actually did go to PAX Unplugged now 2 weekends ago. Most of us except Michael. Sorry, Michael. We were down there. We were also joined by Steviathan and Peter, who you guys have seen on the show before. It was a ton of fun. We enjoyed it. If you guys are looking at other conventions, especially on the East Coast and closer to Massachusetts, let us know because we might be there or might be interested in making an appearance. Right. I think it's everything for announcements. We good to go?
Nope.
Great. You guys are super swell.
I tried to help. You told me to shut
We
up.
started up last episode in a bit of an action scene because it's the first time back from hiatus. The cruise ship, the Rusted Chrome, which they had stolen while they were on Verces, was intercepted by pirates, led by Dren Tailblade. They actually murdered a lot more of the pirates than I expected. They did eventually succumb to GMBS, and it was always planned to happen that way anyways, although they did a way better showing than anticipated. The pirate horde, it was a massive ship that took them over, so it was really just a matter of time, eventually brought them to Eox, the rest of the way to Eox, and sold them into a sort of life or death game show that we haven't gotten too much into because we did kind of run out of time last week.
We might need more specifics on what happened to Rye, though.
To Rye or Miller?
Because he jumped into a pit
I didn't
and then
jump
got
in.
impaled.
Oh.
And then 2 people jumped in after him, and they were
I-
having a great time.
There was. I didn't jump.
You just stood on the obviously marked giant trap door.
I was deterred.
Yes. And then you were dumped in a hole, impaled on some makeshift spears, and then a couple people
Detour.
stacked themselves on top of you.
Deterred.
Like a nice club sandwich.
Those pirates were just crafty.
Yeah, Club Sammy right there.
Hey,
Yes.
whatever.
Also, Miller. Miller's not no longer with the group. Miller was taken to a separate person who's associated with the pirates, who turned out to be Sal, Miller's friend from Pistol. And Sal gave Miller his own mission. For more on that, check out last week's episode. That was Chris's version of retiring Miller. We don't plan on seeing him as a PC for a little while. It's not necessarily gone forever. It's just that Miller's getting some life experience, and Chris will be moonlighting as a new character. Brawl, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure is real retired. And,
We'll see what happens to Dren, won't we?
and Dren should be who I expect to be the long running PC for Nick. Let's see, anything else to catch up? No. We'll just kind of get back into it. You guys were being led towards a chamber called the Drop Room inside the spire on the surface of Eox that overlooks this renovated dome that came from Pistol. As you're kind of walking out through this hallway, you can look out the windows and you can see on one side just dead, barren landscape of the Oxian planet. And then on the other side, you have this Pistol that looks familiar in some ways, but also unfamiliar in others. It is still a dome from Pistol, the giant space station you guys started your adventure on. It looks like the shape has been slightly warped, but otherwise it didn't suffer any damage. It wasn't smashed into the surface. It definitely looks like it was intentionally landed, unlike Verces, which it was used as a weapon of mass destruction. Saltazar, the Eoxian game show host who you guys had interacted with, made some references to it being a converted game show. And as you guys are being walked through the hallway, there are speakers or I guess vid screens going throughout, and maybe speakers because you guys probably have spacesuits just because of the atmosphere issue on Eox. There's not. In like these speakers and on vid screens throughout the hallway, you see Saltazar, his flamboyant spacesuit in like extra like long excessive cape that he's got going on there, and then completely exposed dead face because that's his jam. is kind of talking a little bit about the games, and you guys are able to hear all of this. One thing I'll get to in a second is I'm going to, in Roll20, and for you guys, I'm going to transition the players to another map that features the Most Dangerous Game Show. You are about to be told to choose a place to land, and then you're going to be dropped out of basically an airship, Fortnite, or PUBG style. Does Fortnite drop you? Actually, I don't think that's true. PUBG
Fortnite drops you out of a bus.
Yeah, and then you land on things.
Sure.
and then
Okay.
people kill you
So
and-
same mechanic. It's just bus versus airplane. So
Battle Royale dropping into this thing. So I'm going to pull the map up so you guys can take a look at it.
We're
In
gonna
terms
drop
of
out of a
information,
Impala.
Dren has a little bit of information, and I'll give you that information, Nick, in a second.
okay.
It is minimal, so I won't make you take your headset off. And so just slowly preview that map, guys, in Roll20. There's no labels for a reason. You guys have no knowledge going into what is going on there. Justin, that's the whole map there. You got it good.
Right here.
Okay.
I think right here.
You guys shut up while I have Saltazar expound, and you guys kind of look at it. You can come to it in a second. So,
Ooh, even better this, yes.
as Saltazar gestures in his way, and in the background there is the robot that you guys know as P3R, and he Saltazar and Pepper here, joining you live as always, or dead. Come on, I'm dead. We are here to really broadcast this really exciting event that we have in your favorite game show of the year, the Most Dangerous Game Show. You may have caught our special premiere broadcast earlier where we interviewed our new arrivals, but this is the official announcement going out to the packed world and beyond. If you got those pirate radios going, guys, get them going. We have 3 of 5 pact breakers. That's right, those terrorist bastards that ruin many of your families and lives and give you hardships all up the wazoo up until those lovely folks in the Border Space Union saved you. That's right, we've got them. You want them, come on down. Or watch them get torn to bits during the Most Dangerous Game Show. That's right, folks. Sure, I bet my sponsors in the Border Space Union are going to be pretty peeved off by this announcement. Totes worth it. Pepper's screen, because he doesn't talk, just reads "worth it" as scrolls by.
Not the Gerson sphere.
No, the Border Space Union and Gerson sphere are interchangeable, and well, you'll learn about Saltazar later. Saltazar's got a bit of he's a bit of a wild card. Oh God, where was he? The other 2 missing members, one of them, I'm going to be honest, on Krellis the Bounty Hunter shit list, so I assume he's dead already. And the other one, he was that useless rat folk. You remember him? Well, I assume he died somewhere else too. I got the good ones, is what I'm saying. I got the good ones. Come watch my show while they get maimed, dismembered, trod upon, insulted, and otherwise have a bad time. We will be broadcasting. I am making them challengers. So, as you know, if they earn tokens, they can get out of the dome, I guess. I mean, we've only had that happen successfully none times, but that's fine. They are joined by a special guest, an actual returning member for the Most Dangerous Game Show, this time returning as a contestant. Dren Tailblade. That's right, that silly little monkey. He couldn't get enough of the dome, and he's come on back. So watch as he, well, maybe gets ripped apart by those terrible terrorists and the, pact breakers. Who knows? If you have any questions, you know where to send them. The garbage, because we don't care. We don't care. However, if you guys want to sponsor some carnage, you know what to do. Reminder to our new contestants. Folks who do awesome shit in the dome can earn gifts from sponsors. Just be mindful. Don't suck, and maybe you'll live for more than a day. All right. Saltazar out.
Saltazar's just jealous that Brawl isn't there because he'd never be able to hit him and it'd make it for good TV.
He's probably a little peeved. Some things you guys are being given instructions by some of the Eoxians walking you down. And if you have questions, you can ask them. For the most part, though, you guys are being given the ability to, you're being airdropped in, basically. However, you are all still chained to gurneys.
Including myself?
No, you are not. You are freestanding.
Right.
You have weapons trained on you, so it would be unwise to attempt an escape.
Yep. Just
Um,
make sure.
however, you are unchained. That's important to note. You are given a parachute.
Dren Unchained.
The other 3 are given parachutes attached to their chairs. They are still bound. You were brought to the drop zone. You guys have about 5 minutes to make a decision as to where you're going to drop. You can all speak, and the Oxians leave, but are through the intercom. The floor below you is going to open up, though, in about 5 minutes.
So I've seen this wizard tower before. I believe there's like an infinity gauntlet type thing in there, right?
Are you trying to refer back to our Pathfinder game?
Yeah.
Because I'm the only person who ever watched it.
For the record, this
Not true. Dustin's
this map
grandmother.
came from yeah, my grandma. My grandma.
I was gonna
watched
say,
it.
is that Athos?
I don't know. This came from the Incarnate service to create, world maps. I did it pretty quickly. I've seen some really cool designs done on Incarnate, but this is just a really cool. Again, this didn't take me very long, and I think it looks kind of nifty. For the most part, we're using it as like a zone map. This won't be a combat. Oh, I need to change those squares to hex. You guys discuss amongst yourselves. Where do you think you're going?
I circled one based off of nothing at all, but it wasn't in the center, and it's always a bad
It's
idea.
almost like you're wearing nothing at all.
You said I might have a little bit more information to determine.
Yes, I'm sorry. Allow me to do that. In terms of the
that, and then you said infinity gauntlet, so I assumed you were making a joke from the beginning.
No. So, Dren, because of your history here, and I'll let you go into as much as you want, 2 locations because they were here when you left. A lot of these things have grown up in the 6 months-ish since you've been here.
Right.
The big town in the center is known as Industrial Town. It is the most similar area to when this was a populated dome in Pistol. The buildings are all kind of ramshackle buildings that existed in Industrial Dome, and it's where the biggest cluster of remaining civilization is. It's run like a regular town, except it has to constantly defend itself from attacks, and attacks come in a variety of forms and did even when you were there.
It's Pachinki, got it.
I don't know what that means.
It's PUBG.
I get it.
Okay. The rest of this area, and as you guys are kind of looking through maybe viewports down, you notice that it seems to have been terraformed and also seems much bigger than you remember. And if you guys are thinking that, Salthazar will chime over the comm into your personal room. That's right, folks. It's bigger on the inside. TM. What do you mean I can't? And then it cuts off. The area itself has grass, dirt, trees, water, swamps, mountains, buildings. While the dome used to be able to support, I think, 1 million people is what we used to say, this has been expanded into its own little area. And you don't get much view or I guess much guidance from your view up here. If you have questions about different things on like a landscape thing, I'll talk about them to see what you guys could tell. But Dren, Industrial City, or Industrial Town, is the centermost area, with that zone of influence being the kind of yellow around it, being like the fields and stuff that they try to make work for them crop-wise and all that bullshit.
What is the overall like length from one end to another of this dome?
Each hex takes, every 2 hexes is a day of travel.
Okay.
And for our audio listeners, someone count the hexes because I can't be arsed.
A lot.
The other place Dren, is to the southeast. There is a large combat
23,
arena.
give or take.
It's 22 hexes.
42 hexes, which means
22.
22.
What?
And then, actually, from corner to corner, there's 23.8 hexes.
Okay, so if there's 22 across, that means that it's 11 days of travel to go from one end from the other, which is significantly longer than the dome was when it was at Pistol. The combat arena, Dren, was one of the primary ways that people could earn challenge tokens when you were here last. And if you end up talking about that at all, we can fill in some gaps if you have any. The other areas seem to have grown up and don't visibly register anything for you in particular. Do you guys have any questions you want to ask either the GM or the Eoxians standing on the other side of the door via intercom, or your buddy Dren?
I got one for GM.
Yep.
The Industrial Dome, is it the one that I was a famous performer in?
Can you remind me? Oh, God, damn it.
Yeah, that's what you get for having Industrial Dome 1,
Industrial Dome 2. Yes, I recognize that. This was the one that was the nicer of the two. Oh, no, wait. Chris, do you remember Sal? Was he in the nicer of the two domes or the junkier of
The
the two domes?
junkier one.
Okay. And
This
now
is the
Patrick,
junkier of the.
well, one was like a rundown, like scum-ridden, like you went there. If you,
Which was Industrial Dome 1, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. So you think that one was Industrial 1. I don't remember where you were popular, Rye. Was it the more, I think you said you'd be in the more upscale one, I think was the way you had pitched it. So you would have been Industrial Dome 2, so no.
Okay.
Other questions?
What is the format of the arena?
That's something you'd have to ask Dren in question because he hasn't yet disclosed he actually knows that.
What's
I was
that
asking
castle
you,
over there?
I'd imagine.
Well, so you guys actually don't know that from above. It's hard to tell what any specific thing is. Dren just himself knows it's an arena because it existed when he was here. You guys are basically looking at an unfamiliar map with some odd stuff. What was the question from Seeker?
What's the castle?
It's a large house.
The Eoxian chimes in, clicks a button so that the intercom for the room is functioning. You'll have to find that out yourself, android.
Okay. All right.
So rude.
Any other questions? I'll
No,
describe
you
the
can
map a
answer
little
it
bit so
like
our
that.
podcast viewers aren't completely left out. In the northwest corner seems to be some mountainous regions and barren wasteland, which the mountains seem to be mostly encircling a large tower jutting out of the landscape. Center northmost is some ruins surrounded by trees. And then northeast, we have what looks to be maybe a fortress or compact living area with walls surrounded by dead trees. And from this vantage point, the players can see what looks to be possibly snow on the ground. The westernmost point on the map is a giant cathedral-looking structure, which has some tree kind of barriers separating it from everything else. Dead center of the map is a large sprawling town, which is Industrial Town, which Dren knows. And then again, mid-east is a collection of huts, as far as the players can see, just a collection of huts. Southwest is a town that seems to be built between two lakes, one small and one large. Dead south and center is just a forest, and it's a large forest. And then the south east corner, as I already mentioned, was a arena. From what the players can see, it looks like a giant structure with layers of covering, like almost like tarps or lattice work. It's not immediately apparent that it's a combat arena.
Think of like I think of Orgrimmar Bank. That's what I read from that.
Kind
Those
of
would
looks
work.
like
Yeah,
the
looks like it.
old command centers for the orcs and the Warcraft RTSs, as opposed to the MMO.
Is there anything you could give us information about? I doubt it.
I speak up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He doesn't sound like that. That was me.
Okay, all right.
Well, y'all seem you can hold yourself in a fight, as you took out a good portion of my men on my ship.
Don't seem like they were your men.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not yours anymore.
We'll get back to that. We could take on the combat arena, if you feel like you could earn it. I mean, this one maybe not so much, as he fell in our pit. It's clear, very obviously a pit.
Oh, but he did lure two of your men down with him, apparently.
Yeah, that was humorous. I enjoyed that.
He makes a pretty good lure. Can you get us out of these, by the way?
Are we alone, or are the Eoxians still standing there with us?
They're on the other side of the door, and they're looking at you like creepily through viewports.
Okay, yeah.
Just like these dead skeletal faces, like pressed up against the glass, watching your every move.
Can I do like an insight check against all three of these people to see if they're not just see which one of them is not going to just outright like attempt to murder me?
Sure. Give me some
Three of
insight
us.
rolls.
In character so far, it seems like Seeker's the go-to, but we'll see what a
Do
little.
you want any type of opposed roll?
What
Roll
is the?
me, if you would like, roll me a bluff check, and then I'll tell you if he beats it. Then you guys kind of have to say the kind of where you're leaning, and if he doesn't beat it, you can say whatever the hell you want.
All right, so it's sense motive, not insight, but
Yeah,
we'll
it's
see.
fine. We're playing Starfinder, not Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. So the first one is a basic math, Nick 13. The next one is a 19.
First one was to Seeker. Second one was to Rye. Third one is to Zero.
A 0, and that one is a 15.
Okay.
was the
Seeker,
second
were you
one?
rolling any bluff?
Huh?
Were
Why
you
would I
rolling a
roll
bluff
bluff?
check so that you could lie if you wanted about how you're feeling about Dren right now?
No, I'd tell him straight out.
Yes, but he's trying to use his personal insight. I'd say, even though it was a low roll, anything higher than a 10 probably gets Seeker as pretty amicable, dude. Yeah, you know.
I rolled a 24 for bluff.
So,
Okay.
so are we just like hamming up a mechanism here? Is that what we're
Yeah,
doing?
a little
I'm
bit,
fine
yeah.
with. I'm confused. Okay, so
I don't have a better way for him to insightfully tell like who's most likely to murder him.
Well, I'm just kind of like sizing you up visibly if I had to.
Oh, okay. Sure, that's fine.
If you were NPCs, I would just set a DC. I can't do that for you.
No, that's fine. I'm cool with it. What was the roll for
A
me?
bluff if you were trying to like put on a like a.
What was the number?
19 was the number that I
Okay,
rolled.
so I do have to roll.
Oh, because it's not an automatic success for you.
Correct. You think
Oh,
I am probably the most calm, cool, and collected. I completely understand.
Okay, okay. But now, in terms of like Dren's attempt to read you, is he getting the vibe that you are a possible threat, or is he getting the vibe that you are so into him?
ooh.
Oh no, I'm not.
Patrick, is that how our characters are going to get along now?
Listen up, Todd.
Trevor.
No. So you think that I am absolutely not a threat?
I mean, I saw him fight, so.
Well, I can't.
He's got a point.
The true story is I'm probably not a threat. Do I have my weapons on me?
You do. You're fully armed.
I'm a threat.
You are wounded, though.
I don't see any reason why you would think I was a threat. I can't tell you what you think, but I'm not advertising any sort
Sure.
of ill intent.
Okay. I still start with Seeker. I start to undo Seeker's.
Meta game.
Yeah,
Well,
you'd
no,
probably-
Meta knight.
from me, you'd probably
Ooh,
just
he's a meta knight.
tell that like I
Just kidding.
could be dangerous or whatever, but like
So the
I'm
way.
just gonna go with whatever gets me out of the situation. You can tell that I would be willing to work with you regardless, as long as it's gonna help us.
Well, so it's not meta. Is like Seeker was the only one that opened up like a
It
dialogue.
was a
Yeah.
joke. It was a
Yeah.
joke.
I know, but I had to make it
Seeker did nothing in the combat, so
right.
I didn't
So-
do anything in combat.
Yeah, I start with Seeker and I go to remove the binds that tie him to the gurney.
sure. Make a reflex save.
Oh, yep. Fire! Up, and that's I used a dice tray that totally didn't work. Reflex. It's not my best save, but I think that is a 16. It is a 16.
All right. As you get your fingers close, the fur on your hands begins to crackle with static electricity, and you quickly yank it back as the chair surrounding Seeker passes a jolt through the android, which would have shocked you had you chosen to touch the actual device. Seeker, while it does go through you, it's mostly just uncomfortable for you. The chair itself disperses most of the energy. It's meant to deter people touching the chair, not so much torture you at this setting.
Seeker
And
just
from
goes,
the
"Ooh, don't do that."
That's new.
from the intercom, not till the doors open, monkey.
So, all right then. What do you boys say about the battle arena?
I would argue Sir, that would be probably not the most suitable for at least one of us. And I'm not naming names, but one of us.
We should
Not
probably
so
find
much
a
a
place to
fighter.
get a lay of the land.
Was that in character, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. If you wish to get the lay of the land, perhaps we go up to the mountainous area up in the northwest. There's I'm not. Do I know how tall that tower is, or like, can it see over those rocks? Or
Oh no, it cannot see over the rocks.
okay,
That's just I only had one setting for the mountains.
okay. Perhaps we go up to the mountains and we can overview most of the dome. But I warn you that it'll take us roughly about 2 weeks to traverse.
I'd say we have a pretty good lay of the land right now. We can see the whole thing.
I meant as far as populations, where the most people, let's say, probably hate us due to, preconception.
The bulk of everybody will be in the middle.
What about one of those little towns near the lake or off to the other side?
Well, I imagine some people will be going over there, but people usually want to get out quick, don't they?
Well, I mean, what's up with them, though? What's up with those towns?
Also, does anyone else see the giant fish with arms?
The octopus on the map is there for effect.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Well, I've done worse, so that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know
think you
about
would
the
put
small towns.
I don't think you'd put the enemy right there for me to see. Not for reals.
Maybe.
Well, the question is, would we be better off in an area that's less populated or more populated?
We would be. We'd probably be. I think we'd be fine in either. I think we'd be fine in either situation. If we come across the need for combat, we have 0. If we come across the need of convincing people, we have moi. And if we come across an area where we can drown a monkey person, that would be.
Stay away from the oceans. Got it.
All right, you guys. The clock is ticking down. You guys have about 10 seconds to make your
What's this
decision.
thing again?
Why don't we
All
go
the way
to the
west.
town in the was it the east?
Due west of the cathedral.
Question for outside of game knowledge or GM knowledge for my character, because we kind of anyway, brevity, right? So what's the perimeter of the dome like?
It has safeguards where touching the glass is not kosher. Otherwise, the dome functions mostly similar to how the players all remember it. In Pistol, the domes were nigh indestructible, barring you smash them into a planet at full speed.
Okay.
The edges themselves, just because of the nature of the safeguards, people don't really populate near. But that church is pretty close to the cathedral thing's close to the edge, and the huts are relatively close to the edge.
All right.
So this is what I say. From what I gather, your
Doors open.
process is not the best. Party didn't seem to follow you into anything, so I'm going to go ahead and back up my main man, Siki Baby, over here and say that a town is a good place to go. If we run into opposition, then my man Zero here can more than assuredly make sure that we end on top. And if there's people there, like I said, I'm good with people. Combat, Zero would have no problem there. But I don't think that's the best route for all of us to go, especially right out the gate. So you more than welcome to go to combat, but I think we should probably check out one of these villages.
Question for you lot.
I tell
Who's the best with your hands?
At that point, the doors open.
Right, exactly.
Love it. I don't even want to know the answer to that one.
You see from the gurney, my hands go, me.
Roll initiative.
I don't remember my initiative.
I was fishing for good information there, But oh no.
I got 11.
11. All right.
What a way to start.
Who's good with their
21?
hands?
I got 21.
Yep.
It's a weird question.
Uh,
What was your roll? Was it a negative? Was it a nat 1?
it was a
Nice.
2.
Roll 2.0. Working fine.
Brawl
so what's
returns.
your bonus?
It was a 2.
Oh, it was an actual 2. What's your initiative?
Yeah.
bonus?
0.
Oh wow, yeah, that's not a good call. 2 for Dren and 0.
27.
27.
You guys are quite fast.
All right, 0. You guys are plummeting. You are bound. You can try and make some checks. You can try and have some conversation. It looks like you're going to be falling for a while. You have no way to trigger your parachute or angle your fall at this time.
I'm going to start attempting to escape.
That seems like terrible television.
Actually, ratings go up if you splat. That's like it's a whole betting thing. They got a gambling thing on like who actually makes it to the ground. Well, and then gets up again.
It's so dumb, but I appreciate it.
So 0. I guess let me see. I don't remember Starfinder's thing. I don't think they have like escape artists or anything. So I think it's going to be more.
Sleight of hand.
It's not. It'd probably be tied to one of the more athletic skills or
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics, probably. Do I have a character sheet in front of me so I can
It
actually
would be
look at
acrobatics.
character sheet? Yeah, I think acrobatics is probably what you're doing,
It's
just because.
it's dexterity, athletics is strength. It would be acrobatics.
Yeah. Well, actually, if
Unless
you
you're
wanna try-
brawl, just
Yeah, if you try to break the bonds, or try and wiggle your way out, you totally can. I will say these are not easy checks. They are set unusually high.
Are they restrained by bindings or rope or restrained by manacles?
That's acrobatics.
It is acrobatics, but there's also DCs here.
Oh, okay, cool. Give me the DCs. I'll use those.
Grappled or pinned is 10 plus grappler's KAC. Restrained by bindings or rope is 20 plus 1.5 opponent's CR. And restrained by manacles is 30.
Consider these manacles.
All right.
Zero's gonna ace it. It's fine.
It is
And
acrobatics.
acrobatic. All right. So it's this
30.
What was your
Not
roll?
even-
I don't have
32.
32. 0 suddenly standing on the table like I don't really know what your problem is. All right, you were able to free yourself.
You just wanted to show off.
I guess I'll give you a move action if you want it, since that'd be your standard action.
So first thing I'm going to do, assuming I can get it fairly easily, is get my parachute and then probably jump towards Rise bed.
Yeah.
Everything. I'll have you.
Weird
I'll
phrasing,
have
but
you
yeah.
be able to grab and equip the parachute, but I'm going to say like that is not as simple as it sounds because the chair is falling now free of you. You're kind of maneuvering around. You're pulling it on. You have to put a lot of your focus into that so you don't drop anything. You're successfully in. I won't make a check for it, but it'll take up your move action.
Fair enough.
Seeker, you're up.
Oh, guys, don't worry about me. I have flight. And also mage hand. And I could possibly like pull somebody's parachute if necessary.
Nice.
Probably with
Does
a
that not
mage
require
hand
concentration?
or psychokinetic hand, whatever it's called.
Can you cast while pinned? Is the better question.
That's good.
That's also a good
I
question.
think
That's actually a
that-
very good question.
That's a fantastic
I'm not, like-
question.
Thanks, Michael.
That's the best question
entirely.
I've been asked in this group.
Yeah.
Most of our questions,
well,
how to grapple?
I've casted while grappled before.
Yeah, you had a hand free though in a grapple. You actually are able to cast,
Mhm.
but you're pinned now. You are actually pinned.
Pinned.
Now, if
Alright.
it's kind of I think tied to
good
the spell
question.
components. If the spell components list, what is it? Somatic is the. Is that the moving your hands around bullshit?
For sure.
Full spook.
Actually,
Oh,
those
now you
don't
censor
exist
yourself?
anymore.
Okay, so they don't
Ju-
exist anymore.
Those don't exist anymore.
Well, Justin, do you have the ability to? Can you beat a 30 on an athletics? I'm going to go ahead and assume no.
No,
Or
I cannot.
acrobatics?
I can't.
Neither. Okay, then I would say it's probably best for you to hold your action until such time as you are free.
Hold on a second.
You cannot move. You're flat-footed. You take. It doesn't say anything about spell casting though.
Yeah, concentration required to cast spells sufficient to cause you briefly defenses. You just need concentration. Normally, you can concentrate even in a distracting situation, but if you're casting a spell and you take damage, blah blah blah. Yeah. Casting a spell and cast now is 1 round or longer. You have provoked attack opportunity. This is great podcast right here.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine.
That's why I
I'm
said
going to
you
skip
can
down
look that up
to
and-
Rye. Rye, what are you doing while Seeker tries to figure out if he can cast magic or not?
I'm gonna wait until I can't do anything until I'm free, so I'm gonna delay my action until such time as I am free.
If
Dren,
anybody
you're
in
up.
chat knows the answer to that.
Dren, what are you doing? You
You're
are
muted.
perfectly free.
I was Pat for all of like 2 seconds. To go over Mike's turn again. He got the parachute on. Did he actually make any movement towards Rye?
Not
Or
yet.
no?
No, he's basically still attached to his chair, like using it as like a prop that he's gonna probably propel himself off of, but he doesn't have it yet.
Okay, so since Seeker just said don't help him out, I'm going to try to cut Rye free somehow, I suppose.
No, you're fine. So in terms of that, because his chair is bulkier, it has a little bit more wind resistance as it's falling. You're able to just kind of like aim yourself, like you're actually trying, and you kind of cut through the air just a little bit better enough that you can get over to Rye's chair, no problem.
Okay. And then do you want me to just do a straight up attack roll for that?
You have
Just
a blade of energy attached to your tail, am I right?
right.
You just slip it through and you cut the binding. It's fine.
Okay,
While
cool.
they were considered manacles, your solar energy weapon's enough to cut through it, no problem.
I don't see that he's succeeding in cutting me free, so I just say, Monkey Man, if you can't get it, just tilt me so I don't land on my face.
You're already free.
I knew that.
Seeker, have you figured out anything?
I have not seen anything that says that I can't.
I'm going to allow it then, just for the
Yeah.
sake of if they really have done away with you needing to use physical components, I will say that there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to, since a lot of it, I think, is just willpower. So, and I'm not worried about you concentrating, because while you're falling, like, you have a lot of room with which to fall, and I don't feel like Seeker would panic that easily.
Yeah, the only
Now
thing
that-
about like failure is like if you get attacked.
You're not getting attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that I'm free, I'd
Yeah,
like
your delayed action can come up now if you want, while Seeker figures this shit out.
exactly. So now that I'm free, I would like to utilize my action to try my best to air swim towards Zero, because I'm pretty sure I see him fiddling with a parachute.
Dren, as he's about to do that, do you want to say anything?
So he does have his parachute attached to his gurney, right? Yeah, so I'm going to, can I just like pick up the pack and stuff, like shove it into him? Would I not?
I'll allow you to like kind of like grab him and the pack and
Right,
have them
yeah.
move.
First,
What?
Yes.
can we fix that phrasing first?
No. He's
Stuff it
putting
to him?
inside of you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So as Rye goes to air swim over to Zero, I kind of grab his shoulder, pull him back a little bit, and stuff the parachute bag into his like chest.
I go, I knew that. I'm just making sure Zero's okay. And I try to put on the
You actually see Zero like dusting himself off.
Falling with his arms crossed.
he does like the
I put on the parachute.
Give me a dexterity check.
You would. Okay, so acrobatics then.
Yeah, make it acrobatics. That's
that one.
20.
Oh, wow.
You're able to get it on just fine. You're spinning a little bit in the air as you go,
Okay.
but you're able to get it on.
So now I air swim to Zero.
You're fine. Yeah.
Who's probably going straight to Seeker.
Okay. I'm still swimming to you. I'm trying to help.
All right, that's fine. Seeker, what are you doing?
Okay. I could actually cast flight on all of us if I wanted to. Just I could, and it lasts until the target lands or 1 round per caster level. Which how many rounds would it take us to fall down?
Guesstimation roll.
Oh Christ.
Well, you could guess once we get nearer to the ground.
Oh, that's a good call. You wouldn't need to necessarily use it up now. You could just use it when you're closer. Thank
Because
you.
boy,
Yeah,
would it
yeah.
suck to start fight now and then several hundred
as
feet
long as
above
we're-
the fire.
within 25 feet plus 5 feet per 2 levels. So
You guys are able to get together at this point. You're all relatively free, so everyone kind of moves to Seeker, who's just
Mhm.
relaxing in the bed.
A better question
I'm
is,
just like falling out
how
like.
many spells did he use up during last combat?
So you
Oh,
guys
was
have
that-
had a couple of days of transit. So you've had a couple of days of like rest and healing. I
Okay.
think Rye actually took real actual damage, and damage does heal kind of. Oh, you didn't? It was just stamina?
Same for me.
Oh, I thought you were complaining about taking actual wounds at that point.
No, I was complaining because I do that.
I did take actual wounds.
Last session?
Yeah, I was at
So am I
17
fully
out of
healed?
34 hit points.
Which means you lost how many?
Whatever
Math,
34
I don't
minus
know.
17 is, I'm bad at math.
No, I took like 20 something damage in one hit, and then I fell on top of a sword, and then
Yes.
a dummy fell on top of me on top of a sword, and then a dummy fell on top of a dummy on top of a sword.
Yes.
So I was just pinned.
Canonical. Okay. Basically, Justin, you heal through a long rest. I think you heal your level in HP. Is that right? I think it's 1 plus your level. So you
It was 5 days, so he should be golden.
Okay. All right. So you guys are fine. So you have spells. You're good to go. You guys are basically able to aim yourselves. You didn't run into any of the trickery that I was hoping for. So in terms of that, where are you guys aiming to land as a group? I need even if it's just like a vote of hands, I need the decision now.
Village on the east or the west, either one of those are fine by me.
I would agree.
I wouldn't say west because it seems like it's a little bit more fortified.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the one on the east sounds good.
So the opposite of what Nick just said.
Huh?
The
So
opposite,
the opposite of what Nick just
Dren
said.
That sounds good. How about the
I
other
thought
one?
you said the one on the west looks more fortified, so we would not want to go there.
I
Well-
think it's a better spot to hold up.
Dren is aware that it's not safe in the dome. So
Oh, yeah.
a fortified location is useful as far as Dren is concerned.
All right, sure.
So,
I steer
could
us
you guys-
towards the west without waiting for anyone to give me any sort of word. Otherwise, that's not a new voice. I just drank some whiskey.
could you guys ping the town you're talking about?
The town on the west.
The one, that
Oh,
one.
I
Yeah, you're both pinging different things.
Oh, you
so,
know what?
podcast
That is-
listeners, I'm
This is
flipping
the
everyone
cathedral.
off. Hey,
So-
One's a town and one's a cathedral.
correct.
here's the
One
thing.
next to the squid.
I'm
That's
bad
a
at
town.
directions because that's the one I was thinking of.
God damn it, Justin.
Justin.
So the southwestern
West.
town. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The
All
one
right,
by the water.
All right.
Tell
You
us how we
guys-
made the wrong decision this time, Dustin.
There was no right decision.
I
Um,
know.
No,
Exalt
the
the
wrong
cars
decision was not going for the Infinity Gauntlet and the Wizard Tower.
Thank you, Mikey.
As you go, what did Mikey Sith say?
It says that in page 27, 277 in the core rulebook, you can cast a spell when pinned.
Thank you. So we made the right arbitrary decision. Nice.
Yeah.
As you guys are
For
coming
once.
down to land, Seeker, are you expending a spell slot to fly everyone?
As long as people aren't using their parachutes, sure.
Right. You're the only one I have to ask. Are you using your parachute?
I mean,
Seeker has communicated his flying to you.
Hmm.
I will tentatively trust him, but
Okay.
if it looks like it's failing,
So,
I'm pulling
to
that
make it-
record.
Make it better for you, Zero will say it's better to use his flight because will be harder to see.
All right. So
Oh, that's
as
true.
you
That's a
guys
good point. I love Zero.
as you guys are making the approach, are you trying to land in the middle of this town or on the outskirts?
Outskirts.
Outskirts.
Between the town and the border,
Okay.
I think in the wooded area.
south of the tree. Yeah, well,
Let's
south
go in
of
the water.
Yeah, let's
And,
land on the
and
island.
fight the octopus.
He can't control us when we start flying. He just gives us flight. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm giving you a flight.
Yeah, it's just I think
I
it's
don't
just
control you.
flight, right?
Yeah.
You guys, I'm just gonna say you guys land.
Like
About-
right here. Like right at the edge of the woods.
The woods,
Back-
the water, and kind of next to the town. Okay.
Right.
Sure. As you guys
Have all the resources.
You're about like a half a day's walk from the town to give yourself some kind of buffer. And you guys touched ground pretty well. It is relatively sunny out. It seems like you guys have maybe landed around maybe morning. The dome does seem to be generating some light and is giving you artificial day and nighttime, which you guys aren't unfamiliar with. This is a similar setup when you guys were in Pistol. The landscape around you is like shrubby, kind of short grass. The water itself is placid. It's a lake. There is no visible disturbance or current. The trees themselves there look a little odd in that the wood trunks of them are very tall, and then the only greenery is at the very tippity tops, and it comes out. Each of them is uniform, and that they kind of come out with 3 different branches on each side with the greenery. I'd say they're probably a good 20 feet tall, if not 30 feet tall. They're varying heights a little bit,
Are they
but
a
the
cell
structure
tower?
of them is kind of oddly uniform. What?
And what is it? A cell tower?
Oh no, they are trees. They
Right.
look, it's wood trunks. They've got like the wood branches. It's just they're all kind of uniformly spaced out, which is a little abnormal. To
Just
the
what it
south
reminds
of
me
you
of.
guys, about a day's travel is the bigger lake, and you are a half-day travel west of the town. As Patrick, mute yourself.
Sorry, I thought I was muted.
Snorting over
Yeah,
there.
he had to get that bump to keep going with us.
You gotta get that ride voice going. Woo!
Hey guys, how's it doing?
As soon as your feet touch ground, the dome itself becomes a giant projector, and the Eoxy and Saltazar, with his robot friend Pepper, appear on screen. And he says, "Howdy, folks of Industrial Dome. As you know, I'm your game host, Saltazar, and I just wanted to remind you, you have 4 new contestants on the field. If they get a token and you steal it, the token is yours. That's the only way for residents of this dome to earn tokens. Reminder for our contestants, residents of this dome are mostly prisoners, the nastiest, grossest prisoners that we can get from all over the packed world. And don't worry, my censors are going to edit this part. All those poor souls you didn't save the last time you were here. Thanks, censors. You're great." And this is audibly booming throughout the dome. And he says, "For anyone wondering, because they did not make use of their parachutes, they all landed. A lot of you have lost a lot of money. I hope you know who to blame for this." Also, do I have the name of that town up? I should probably open that doc up. That one is.
Just gonna make this real hard for us. Damn.
Well, how many people did we just make lose out of technicality?
And BT dubs for those who didn't see the parachutes with their big targets I paint on them personally. Behind him, the robot says he does not do that. That's a lie. They're near Water's Edge. Just to give you all a starting point, I will not be giving you updates like this in the future, but I feel like you missed out on my lovely parachutes. I think that's all for now. Have a very wonderful game. And remember, if you kill them before they get tokens, it's just fun to watch. You don't get tokens. Okay, bye. And it reverts back to the clear dome, which is emanating light to simulate morning.
At some point, I am going to see that man dead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think it will bother my stomach.
Well, he's already dead, so you technically already did see him.
Thank you.
I'm gonna dead him again.
He's always been quite this cheery from what I remember.
And you, and I turn to point at him. I almost forgot about you.
Zero
And then I
didn't. He's
start to
actually moving to
menacingly
get
walk
behind him.
towards. I start to menacingly walk towards
Tren.
Monkey, and then I just go. Zero is very upset with you, right, Zero?
Zero's actually inspecting Seeker's chair because I'm sure he wants to get out of it.
Yes, please. I do wear this fuzzy pink manacle, but it doesn't mean I want to be tied down all day.
What was it? The fuzzy pink manacle that was securing him to the seat, or was that left
No.
disconnected?
No, they didn't go that far.
Also, I
Darn.
only wear it because I can't take it off.
I could fix that for you.
So we're just gonna.
Let me out, yeah.
We're just ignoring people. That's Fine. That's fine.
Rye, you have caught snippets of this game show before. It's not easy to get outside of the packed world, so I don't think you've seen too much of it. However, you have probably seen that whenever contestants are involved, which isn't all the time, it's generally better for them to have the largest amount of people. Traveling in groups is generally healthy from what you remember of the show.
So-
Again, whether or not you choose to pursue that is totally fine by me.
Okay. So I repeat basically what you just said. So here's the plan. We are going to build a cult.
Excuse me?
You're excused. We are going to build a cult.
Is there a minimum number or a maximum number of tokens we can acquire? I know we only need 2 per person to get out, but can we get more than that as contestants?
You only need 1 per person to get out.
That wasn't. Yeah, but can you get more? For the purpose of
I don't know why you would want
bartering.
Hey, we'll get you a token. Don't kill us.
Right?
No. Okay. They're not
wasn't a character.
transferable like that. No.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, all he said they got to take it from us. He didn't say they had to kill us to get them.
That's true.
Also,
You can
sees
steal
everything
it.
doing for the most part.
You can steal it. You can kill people to get their token. Pretty much any way you want to go about it, really.
But no fair.
Whichever's easiest for you.
But no free trade.
But there's also not a way to earn more than your 1.
All right. So I say, as I was saying, okay, cult's a little strong. Cult of personality.
Resistance.
Huh? What we need is to befriend a lot of people.
No, we need to stay away from people.
Listen,
So I go back to my memory because I don't have memory banks. I just
Yep.
have memory because
Yep.
I'm not an Android.
Yep.
That's how that works, right?
Yep.
And I think back to the episodes that I was able to see. When you said it's better to be with a lot of people, did
Yep.
you mean if I can convince a town that we're good, that's good? Or did you mean just like a party of
Group
five?
of contestants.
I meant more a party. However, people have been able to kind of create their own little cliques that are of residents, which is the difference that you're a contestant or you're a resident. Residents don't have an out. They're here for any number of reasons, including they're hardened, disgusting, gross criminals. Contestants are people that Saltazar sends in that he thinks are specialists and will make the show interesting, and he tries to let them earn their freedom. Just no one's actually managed it before in that manner. In terms of like having like a town support you, it's possible, and definitely that would be easier. Yeah.
Okay. So I think the best course of action that we have to play with our strengths, we already know that we have fighting power within us, but we don't want to be fighting every town that we come across. So if we can leverage our friendship with the people, I know friendship, weird concept to some of us.
The
I
people that all think we
slowly look
caused this.
over in Zero and Dren's direction. Not that Zero isn't my friend, but I don't know how much he gets friendship. So I just look over towards them, but it's beneficial sometimes, right, Seeker?
Oh, every time.
Right.
I also understand these people all want revenge on us.
They want revenge on. Look,
They all think we did this to them.
they believe that we are bad people, and that's a belief. Beliefs can be twisted.
listen,
Hold on,
kid.
Not changed.
Hold on. No. Beliefs can be manipulated, and beliefs can be changed.
Obviously, they can be
Dangerous.
manipulated.
I'm
They think we
misquoting
can-
that, but that's as close as I can get to quoting Dune directly.
I like where you're going with this because I'm not about to fight everybody I see. If we don't have to fight, I'd rather not. But
Question.
Sing-songy way.
Go for it. No, keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought you were almost done.
Well, this is the first time that Seeker's probably in the middle of a sentence done something and we'd actually stopped
Oh,
And
okay, yeah.
art or anything.
Question.
So.
Well, I do have a data pad with all of the video on it from when we were on Pyramid Station Alpha.
What do you mean?
Like, couldn't we just show the people that, hey, we were trying to save everything?
Yes. That is good.
Couldn't we just do that?
That is good. Isn't that so much better than killing people in the pits?
How do you intend to broadcast this to people?
Technomancer here. Hello.
He can make things TVs. He can also make things blow up, and things are people sometimes.
Also, I just have a data pad that I can just show people.
Oh, so you're gonna go around the streets and show one person at a time?
Well,
you start
that's
with one. No, don't you understand? You start a movement. You change the structure of belief.
Ryan's getting real conspiracy.
he takes off his captain's hat for a tinfoil one.
Wake up, sheeple. We find Chris's character and then
and then go somewhere else.
Speaking of, you have now been notified that everyone knows you're near Water's Edge, which is the name of the town you are near. Does that change where you guys are going? I'd like you guys to not stay in one space for too long.
So I was about to ask a question that would influence that decision. What is the simulated time of day in the dome right now?
Mid-morning.
Okay, so
it continues through the normal night. Like
Dren can confirm that, yes.
yes, I can confirm that.
So we have many days march between us and any place that isn't this village. That means that everyone else also has many days march between them and this village.
If they're walking.
Village.
Another question for you. When they announced we were here, or do we know if the townspeople know what we look like?
Well, we were broadcast, so.
Also, Dren will be happy to tell you everyone knows what you look like.
Oh, people know you all right.
Well, they know those two. They might not know me.
That's probably fair.
I mean,
How?
He doesn't show up on recordings really well.
dude. So that kind of ties back into
Doesn't do.
so on his like wanted poster, if you will, is it just the number 0?
It's the number 0, and there's an attempt at a face, but it's like it's a bit pixely.
It's just an android silhouette.
It's not a silhouette. Like it's got like bits and pieces of them. It's got more pixels, and every time they tried to print it, it was pixely. That's just what it was. Even on the vid screen, it's pixely.
It's just a blurred picture of Seeker.
You could probably make that mistake, yes.
All right.
That's racist.
We can either keep over here to the trees, or we can head over to Water's Edge and hope that we don't run into a lot of people trying to find us.
Well,
Water's Edge, and if we run into anybody who's trying to kill us, we kill them faster.
Well,
Yes.
at least we don't have tokens yet, so they're not going to want to kill us.
For
All right,
Dren,
let's go get some
that's
tokens
actually
so that
my
we want to
question
kill us
for
so that we
Dren.
can get more tokens.
What was that, Mike?
How often do they try to kill the contestants before they even have tokens?
Well, that all depends on how their ratings are doing at the time.
The show will try and kill contestants immediately. The residents, Dren is right. It kind of depends.
For a lot like you three, perhaps they might be after you for what you're supposed to have done to the Pact Worlds.
Wait, you believe us?
I don't have any evidence one way or the other.
Oh, you want to see some?
Have you not lived in this sphere that I can't pronounce?
Pistol?
Oh, I was about to say the Gerson sphere.
Oh, the Gerson sphere.
That's
But
a literal
that's
sphere made of Gerson.
Yeah, Dren, you can feel free to answer that. He's asking if you lived in the Pact Worlds, basically.
I've been roaming throughout many planets for the past, I don't know, probably longer than you've been around.
Yeah, probably. I'm only 3.
That's true. Frankly, if anyone hits him, we can say they're just beating a child.
Two children's.
Two childs.
Gentle party. I'm trying to get you guys moving because
Right.
Yes, yes.
I've said 3
Um,
times Water's Edge. We're not moving
Yeah,
yet.
I kind of feel the same. So
Okay. So you, as you guys are walking, you do a half day's journey to Water's Edge. It's getting, to midday and a little bit past. You are met at the edge of the village by a line of slovenly dressed people. The technology they seem to be wielding for the most part is a mix of archaic, where they have like torches and pitchforks, and a couple of them have laser rifles and other modern weaponry. And at the edge, you've got this row of villagers that have these pitchforks and torches kind of aimed in your direction. As you approach, one of the villagers kind of walks forward. This man walks with a limp. He's older. He's got haggard, gray, long hair that hangs past his shoulders. He's a bit hunched over as he kind of walks up to you, and he says, "Nope, nope, none of that. Not what you're selling here, folks. Nope. This is going to be a war zone the second you little people, right? People? Yeah, people, Carl. People. Nope, none of that. Water's Edge we came here to be peaceful. We're not like those folks in Industrial Town. We want our own life, and we can't have you folks trampling. Go away for a couple of days. When the heat has died down and they don't know where you are again, you can come back. Saltazar doesn't usually give positions after you've landed, so just no."
Listen, there's no need to be reported that we've actually entered Water's Edge.
Dren, you old bastard. Half the people here are here because you sold them.
Hold on.
Fair enough.
For the non-audio podcast, my face at that is.
And for the audio podcast, think of The Office, and we have what the hell's his character?
Jim?
No, I'm sorry, not The Office. Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah.
Nope,
Andy.
Chris something or other, right? All the actors are
Andy.
named Chris at this point.
Yeah.
Andy, yes, Andy's like slow pan with the mouth open is the best estimation I can give to that. Yeah.
Also good. Ironically enough, you don't get to see his face either. But whenever Deadpool is shocked.
Sure. And what are you're saying this to the fact that he sold the people?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you shouldn't be that shocked. He sold you.
It's not real shock.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell. With Andy, it's real shock. So maybe I did a bad thing there.
I forgot I'm a real good actor.
Yeah, that's what it is. You probably don't recognize Carl specifically, Dren.
Nope.
There have been a number of people that you have recently acquired for the Eoxian game show here.
Okay, so I now step in front of my furry friend here, and I say, "Oh,
don't call me that.
Sold you as well. Well, then we have something in common. My friend Carl. Can I call you Carl?
Yes. Fine.
Good, great, Carl.
As you're leaving, you may call me Carl.
I'll call you Carl as I'm coming and going. Carl. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be, but it was. Oh, Carl.
Don't stop.
So here, let's just think about this for 1 second and be quick about it. They announced that we were coming here. People are going to be coming here.
Yes.
They're probably going to turn this place upside down, trying to find us in here.
Yes.
They probably wouldn't believe you if you said that, we never showed up, right?
No, they'd believe we scared you out with pitchforks and torches and laser guns. Because that's what we aim
before?
to do. What?
Has that worked before?
Scaring folks away? Yeah,
Yes.
You never go to the place that you land near. That's suicide.
Well, then they won't be expecting it.
You don't know that, you idiot. That's why it's suicide.
Oh, Justin.
Listen, just go back through those trees quickly north, and you'll hit the church. Church, they got you back. One, no one wants to go there. Trust me.
I told you.
Two, no one will be looking for you up there because that's not as easy to get to as Water's
Sense
Edge.
motive.
Yeah, sure, shoot.
All right. Hold on. This was 9, so 24.
In terms of what you're getting from him, honesty with a hint of maybe you put together that if they know where you go next, they're the only folks who know where you are. But mostly, they legitimately think that it is in your best interest to not be in Water's Edge.
Okay.
But it is a little self-serving. Actually, I guess it's a lot self-serving, but there's a hint of you guys are probably in a bad place if you go where everyone's converging.
Okay, so I get the feeling that you're not lying to me, Carl, my friend, Carl. Question, Carl. That's the closest village here. Why would they not think that we would go to the church?
Well, one, most people don't want to go to the church. Two, the trees might kill you on the way. Three, let me
That's
see.
useful information.
Let me see. They even if they know you are there, you will not get the regular folk coming through the trees at you. Trust me on that one. And the church itself, freaky little people there, man.
Like gnomes?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh man!
You're just gonna have to drop all of the information, otherwise I'm buying that apartment right there.
That's all. I think that's all I got.
Is there any? I have a question.
Wait, hold on. If I walk with you to the trees, will you please go somewhere else?
Could we just take the lake?
Oh God, no! What is wrong with you?
Well, I don't know what's in
We're
the
from
lake.
out
Never
of
seen the
town.
show.
I've seen some of it.
They always get eaten by something in the lake. Always, always, always. There's always one. There's one.
Would I
one
recall
token
stories
lake
of that
character
happening?
That gets eaten.
Hey, Monkey Man, you a good swimmer?
Is that athletics?
He's not. God damn it.
Because if so, I would do all right.
We'll find out later. Okay, so I believe everything he's saying. I have no reason to extend this out any further. I asked for any sort of help that he can give us, any sort of
What the hell's
assurances
going on with the trees?
before we can, and also what's wrong with the trees. But also, can we get some stuff from you to better prepare us for the journey, because we only have what we rode in on.
Ha! Guess what we have?
Nothing.
What we rode in with. Enjoy. Food
Man,
drops
this place is
come
really
once a
bad
day.
with free trade.
If you got access to the food drop, you'll be all right. Otherwise, ration, bro.
Okay.
Ooh,
Then I
question.
hope to follow
Yeah,
through
don't you-
with going to the church.
Would I know if they're set at like set or not intervals, but set spots that they drop these food crates?
No, they're random and they're also littered. It's not like one spot. It's like they pepper them throughout the dome. Again,
Okay.
they're trying to instigate trouble, so
Yeah.
they'll tend to drop them in areas that aren't so good.
Gotcha.
All right, so you guys are Carl's like walking with you guys to the tree's edge and trying to get you guys away from the town's edge. You guys have more questions for me? I would like to get back.
What's going on with the trees?
I don't know. They eat people sometimes. Oh, also, we kicked out some old border space soldiers. And last we saw, they went probably towards the church as well. Just a heads up, we were feeling a little unkindly towards the Border Space Union, even if they were ex-soldiers.
Border Space, that's the...
Who used to police Pistol, kind of. Not so much Pistol was kind of independent, but they're the guys that you're not friends with.
Oh, we're also not friends with. Okay.
Well, Border Space Union in the Pact Worlds transitioned to the Gerson Sphere.
In the hike over, I asked that we don't have to role play it. And on the hike over, I asked that Seeker reveal to him what evidence he has on the on his data pad, showing whatever they know about us as pact breakers might not be genuine.
All right.
I spent some time hamming it up and asked him to spread the word to his people, and we'll be back when we can.
Give me one of them diplomacy rolls.
Absolutely. All right. So it's are you sure you want me to roll?
You roll higher than a 13.
20. 13's my bonus without taking my extra bonus.
Hold
on. Oh, no, I need to know how good I am. This is a 20 plus a d6 plus 1, so 21 plus d6. 26.
He believes you, and he says, "You know what? I always thought you guys are probably not the. We were getting. Look at us. They didn't land us on Eox for fun time. You know what I'm saying? We kind of get that this isn't exactly how everyone says. Some of the other folks here who weren't from Pistol, maybe not going to be so easy to convince. But yeah, I'll spread the word back in Water's Edge. You guys don't come back here for a week or two. It's going to be too hot. But if you come back in a week or two, I'll see if I can smooth over relations."
Okay. Also, oh, right. You said that you're not able to hand off tokens, so we can't have them potentially steal tokens from people.
If you're kind of like talking about tokens, like more clarity, Carl will say, "I'm not too sure about it. At Water's Edge, we've kind of just given up in terms of trying to get out of here, and we're making the best we can. I know that once you earn a token, you're all done. There's a lot of tokens to earn, but you personally can earn one. So if someone takes it from you,
you earned it.
He points his head at Dren, then you're stuck here forever. You become a resident like us."
I look over at Dren again. People don't like you.
Understandably. I mean, I put them here, sort of.
What do you mean, sort
I'm sure
of?
Zero's really happy with that one.
Not a ton. It's just at Water's Edge, I'm one of the oldest members from Pistol. Most other folks were recent imports or more recent imports. We kind of did a little community thing. We broke off from Industrial Town, and so this town particularly not super fond of Dren. Yeah, no. I'll be honest with you. He's been polite when I interacted with, when I saw him interacting with folks last time. He was pretty polite up until he done stole that token. That was a pretty lousy thing to do.
I needed to get out. I didn't kill him.
Yeah, you're gonna regret that later too.
Understandably.
All right. We're getting. You guys have been walking for another, let's say, like half a day, and he's kind of like, so you've spent an entire day in the dome. And he's gonna say, like, I'm going back. This is too far. I don't want to leave Water's Edge this much. I got to get back to the edge. Got back now. And he kind of shuffles away.
Very slowly, all alone.
Good luck, Carl.
He was humanoid. Not 100% sure if he was human or not. He was very pale to almost like white translucent skin. He didn't look great. But again, not knowing what species he is, that could actually extend to a lot of races. Just look not normal to our Lashuntas and our androids. Our monkey here looks like a monkey, so there's that. As you guys are kind of ushered through, things you have learned, because he was actually quite useful for you, and I didn't expect that. You guys are heading towards trees, which are kind of dangerous. His tip was move fast. In terms of some other things that are helpful to you, I guess, kind of mechanic wise, you guys are on limited supplies. If you use a bullet or like a battery, it's gone. You don't have a way to recharge it right now. So be mindful of your resources. Food, I will mostly hand wave unless you go too long without being near civilization.
Don't got to worry about it.
Correct. Actually, only Dren cares.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
I will say for the most part, you can probably forage enough to feed one person enough to be okay. Again, unless you guys go into the drought area of the desert in the north, or you have some other issues. For the most part, food is handwave, but like resources in terms of grenades, batteries, ammo for your weapons, track that, because there is no way to replenish them traditionally in the dome. All right, you guys have traveled a day fully. You are back at the forest edge now. What is your approach? It's getting dark out. It's about nighttime now.
Would we be able to go towards where the lake is and kind of run around the outskirts of it?
Yeah, what's the terrain looking like at the edge of the forest to the lake?
The trees go about let's see. So they go right up to the shore, and a couple of them actually transcend down the slope under the water, and the edge is probably swampy like because of this. So not an actual way to get around without entering the water. But you could enter the water like the swamp like area. It would just be a bit slower going, difficult terrain.
I think we should, or we should traverse through the forest, keeping close to the shoreline. That way we have some cover against the lake.
As you guys are looking in the nighttime sky, darkness having settled, the trees for the first time seem to be almost waving in the wind.
I wave back.
Okay.
Oh, Nick and I of one mind.
Does anybody have a flamethrower?
Michael, you got quiet again. What were you saying?
Does Dren have any knowledge of these trees?
No, they came up after he was here.
I actually do have I got fire grenades.
That's a half day's worth of travel through forest you'd have to burn down with grenades.
I have 2.
My question to you guys is, are you pushing through? Are you going to camp out here for a little bit? What's the plan?
Yeah,
Were they moving during the daytime?
No.
I feel like daytime would be the best time to
Is
go.
there any
monkey
type
man,
of wind?
climb that tree.
No, there's no wind in the dome at all.
I doubt there's going to be a lot of people over here if people really hate the church and they got to go through Water's Edge to get here. So it might make sense for us to.
Do I see a
Hunker
lot
down.
of like long grass by any chance?
No, it's pretty much all shrubbery, like shrub
No
grass.
natural
Not
material shrubbery.
Shrub grass.
You said
Not shrubbery, shrub grass.
Shrub
It's
grass.
coarse stuff.
Coarse stuff. Okay. Do I see anything I might be able to make a ghillie suit out of?
You could like
So I'm playing towards my skills here.
taking a decent amount of time. You could probably accrue enough grass to cover yourself with. It's not like a great ghillie suit, but
That's fine. It's something I spend the rest of the day because I don't have to eat or drink or breathe. I spend the rest of the day mocking up a ghillie suit.
okay. So basically the night time is what you're spending. You're not sleeping. You're just going to attach grass.
Well, once it's nighttime, I'll get the appropriate amount of sleep. I'm just saying, like,
Well, the walk back to the forest edge brought you to nighttime, so it is nighttime now.
oh, then never mind. I'll go to sleep then.
Oh, okay. Androids, I think you guys rest if not fully sleep. But you guys are all, I assume, taking this time. Dren, you doing anything special?
I guess I see like any light across the horizon of darkness at all?
From Water's Edge, if you go back, so the dome isn't necessarily perfectly flat. The terraforming has made the land rather bumpy, not like full on hills where you are,
Yeah.
but it's certainly not flat. But I'd say you probably get minimal light pollution from towards the direction of Water's Edge and nowhere else.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? If you look out across the lake towards the center of the dome, you probably do get a little bit, like kind of like how Vegas, like lights shoot out into the sky. You're probably seeing some
Okay.
light in the sky, but it's a significant distance away. It's not that hill.
Nothing by like nothing that would be like people walking along like a trade route, torches lit, and
Nope.
Yeah. Nope. Nothing special from me
Who's
then.
on watch first?
I'm probably gonna be up the first watch because
So androids, I believe, don't need to sleep. Like they probably need to do like a normal rest under most circumstances.
I know you don't need to. We said you don't need to eat, right? Is that what we said?
You look it up.
No, androids need to eat and sleep due to your biological components.
Yep. was gonna
Maybe
say,
it
I
was
thought we
just
had to
no. What I read was they are resistant to sleep effects. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, that is true. All right, now is anyone joining Dren on first watch? I guess, or are you letting the
Zero
space
is.
pirate who abducted you watch first?
I'll stay up with him.
Okay. All right.
Zero wasn't. Until he goes to sleep, Zero's not going to sleep. So
Okay, so everyone's on watch.
Oh,
and
okay,
Rye-
so if you want to stay
Nope.
up, go for
Rye
it. then.
goes to sleep. He needs his beauty rest.
Yeah, everyone's on watch but Rye. Could I have the three of you that are still up staring at each other cautiously roll perception checks as the night wanes on and darkness gets deeper?
I'll sleep first then.
Okay, so it's Zero and Dren.
19.
Okay,
I'm 13.
19 13?
Yeah, I rolled like brawl.
Right. You guys are watching, and I'm going to say Zero, you're a little bit distracted by Dren. Your eyes are basically, you're just putting one eye on him, and you're only kind of like half looking around. And Dren, your roll was what?
19.
You're looking really well, but I think you've kind of dismissed the trees as a concern. And you guys don't see the forms slipping through the trees and rushing through the grass at you.
That's good.
And they're on you guys in about a moment. I'm going to have you guys roll initiative, and your opponents are going to get a surprise round.
If it does matter, considering I imagine we wouldn't have made fires or anything like that. Dark vision.
I assume you wouldn't have made it, but I think both of you guys have vision, right?
I have low light, not dark.
Well, you guys have like flashlights and things if you needed them. So like you guys still have your technology and your equipment. So I'm okay with you guys having flashlights.
My Solarian weapon gives 5 feet of light or something like that.
Yeah, you can probably have that going. That's fine. All right. I need you guys to roll initiative, just the two that are on watch. I rolled almost all the same number for my characters. All right. What do we have for rolls, guys?
I got a 14.
29.
Okay.
Apparently, I never actually updated my initiative.
What was that?
So I didn't update the initiative macro.
That's okay. All right. They have a surprise round on you, so they're going to act first, and then it'll be the top of the order, which is Zero. What you have first is, let's see. How would they do this?
Do we have our weapons drawn or no?
I'd say you probably on guard. You probably have them drawn. Sure. Let's see. I'm going to roll a die and see which of you is like closer to the forest edge as to where they're coming from. And Zero will be high. I got a 3, which is low on the D6. So Dren, from behind, a humanoid figure swings out with some sort of makeshift club with metal attachments to it and attempts to beam you on the back of the head. You are flat-footed, so you don't get dexterity. And his attack roll was... I'll make these guys a little easier just because I don't want combat to last that long. Let's see. What was that? 13.
Say, is Chris having fun or what?
Yeah, I'm getting Chris in here as fast as I can. 18.
You're doing great.
I did beat it.
18 versus your KAC.
Yep.
And okay. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage to the back of your head. And then the next one, as you are like kind of reeling from that, another humanoid attempts to swing another club kind of at the side of your face. They're just kind of basically trying to fracture your skull until you're no longer up. That rolled on the dice higher than that. So you're going to get hit for a second time. That time it is only 4 points of damage. And that one hisses in common, standard tongue. Grizz, that sleeping one, that's the Lashunta. Fetch!
Oh, come on.
And Grizz stumbles into view. I'll say if my other characters want to give me initiative rolls, I'll roll you guys into the next round as well.
Does anyone wake me up so I can?
Grizz, yeah, Grizz. Well, the yell for Grizz. Grizz comes lumbering into the encampment, gets to the sleeping area of Rye, and as Rye's kind of struggling awake, makes an attack. And Rye, what you wake up to as you kind of your eyes open, you have the giant vision of an armored bear bearing down on you, and this is easily 6 foot tall, standing on back legs. Heavy armor covering arms, legs, and torso. naked bear claw comes pummeling down, attempting to spear you into the ground.
I don't like it. I don't allow it.
It's actually really fun and in the Alien Archive too, which is a ton of fun.
Uplifted bear.
I can't find where I have the stat sheet.
No, you're just gonna have to let it go. No.
Don't worry, I'm probably more concerned with the one attacking you than the two attacking Dren.
I really don't have the stat sheet up. It was an extra.
I'm not even
I'll
mad.
roll a d20. It's fine. We'll see what that was. And I rolled nat 20. That's not good. Let me actually open up that document again. Fortunately, they're
Patrick, get out of bed today. Patrick, I mean, Rye.
Ryan might not get out of bed today. That's fine.
Just not having a good day.
What did they call them? They're not uplifted bears. They're it's bear uplifted. That's right. So it is uplifted bear. And homeboy here. Let's see. What is his damage? I'm assuming it's going to be pretty gross, so I probably won't give it the crit now. I'll give you the crit. What's the crit in Starfinder, Chris?
Double. Roll it. I'm sorry. You roll everything twice.
Okay, so Jesus Christ. Hey, how much health do you have total, Rye?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Health plus
Yeah.
stamina?
Yeah.
Both of them combined, 76.
Oh, okay. This is fine. This is 2d6 plus 12 twice.
oh.
Ow.
That's not too bad.
You add the strength twice?
Yes. For criticals.
Are you sure? Normally,
100%.
okay.
Yeah,
I believe
Starfinder,
you.
we looked it up a couple times, and I think everything was doubled, was what we decided. Or done again. So that's 9 on the first die set. 10. So that's 19 plus 24 is 33 points of damage. Piercing damage as the bear.
43.
43.
43? My math's bad. Sorry, folks. 43 points of piercing damage as you are trying to get out of your sleeping bag or whatever you're in.
Ouch.
Struggling.
Awesome.
Where was my initiative rolls from Rye and Seeker?
I got 24.
That puts you after 0. Okay. Rye?
This 13.
What is your initiative bonus?
6.
Okay. Wow, really? Damn. Okay, that puts you before the other guys. The humanoid figures who have currently been like ganging up and like trying to mug Dren. As you guys see them, they appear to be humanoids dressed in BSU armored soldier armor, the soldier armor, the white armor with dark markings that you guys associate with the Border Space Union. The armor looks a lot more ragged and mismatched than you guys are used to, but they are wearing the regalia of BSU soldiers. I'm going to do a quick cutaway for you guys while you try and figure out what you're going to do. Could I have you guys all take your headsets off?
No.
Not you, Chris. All right. I totes forgot about that thing that I was going to do with you beforehand. Do you want to do a quick segue back about a half day's worth of time, or do you want to jump right in?
I will jump right in.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you the next actual action for the surprise round because your character has been following the party and it was not actually surprised by all of this. So you'll go immediately after this bear attack, basically. You get an opportunity to attack. I don't care where you are position-wise. I just have the party clustered. I'm not doing a full battle map for it. In terms of where you are, I'll let you describe that and go into that. And then if we need to segue back to like a flashback to a conversation with Saltazar, we can. Otherwise, I'll have Saltazar explain it on the big screen later. Sound good?
Sure.
Okay. All right. How do I get everyone's headset back on while they're watching? Hopefully everyone's watching. Hey, come on back. No one's no one's looking at their screen. Hey.
And Mike's gone too.
Oh, and Mike just left. Let's see. Looks like I'm gonna have to just text everyone. Okay.
Yep. Come on back. Justin. Yeah. All right. Cool.
And Mike's gone.
But yeah, so I was gonna give Chris an earlier scene, but I guess I forgot about actually doing the scene, and I didn't intentionally get a break for it. Down, there we go. The next combat round is actually going to Chris's character, as he was not surprised by the assault on your camp.
Mm-hmm.
So take it away, Chris.
How could he be surprised? He's not here.
You guys are dumb.
Au contraire.
So, after the bear, this uplifted bear, attacks Rye, a hole just kind of appears in the ground right next to it, and a little thing pops. Or actually, it's like I think it's a fairly large thing.
It's a fairly large.
Yeah, it's a fairly large thing. Pops up out of the ground, and immediately you see a large blue light just appear in its hand as it swipes right at the bear attacking Rye. Oh, mother trucker.
Way to roll. Good job.
I'm trying to roll 1d20 plus 11, and I got 21.
That should hit, no problem. All right, I open this up here. And you said it's going to the EAC or KAC?
That would be KAC.
Okay. Then it's a hit for here. I'll say that he doesn't have his dex bonus because he's not looking at you and he wasn't expecting you. Otherwise, you missed by 1.
23.
23 damage?
23 damage.
Okay, and what type of damage?
That would be, I have it written down, slashing.
All right. And as you are erupting from the ground, do you want to paint a picture of what folks should be seeing?
Sure. All right. It is a large insectoid creature, many, many legs. If you've ever seen a millipede before, it looks very similar to that. Pops up, has a very, very creepy looking mouth face thing. Mandibles, I guess it would be.
Justin, do you want to throw up the image we have for Chris's character?
Yes, please. It is bright blue, like a bluish greenish. Scars mar its body. It has antennas, but one of its antennas snapped right in half, and it looks angrily. It does not say anything, however.
The book attributes them more to centipede-like creatures as opposed to millipede. I don't know the actual difference. Bugs are all yucky, so it's fair to me.
I could have been a slug.
And you are no, you couldn't have been. They're extinct. And you are considered a medium creature for
Medium.
the record. We were looking at a different bug that was large, but you didn't want to go for that. Now I'm assuming
at least in terms of a bug, it's fairly large.
Yes, also true. On screen for Twitch viewers, or if you guys want to check it out, we will be posting it tomorrow to Twitter at NSTPcast. We have the new character art for Chris's character. Also spoiled the name, I guess, but we'll get to that later. In terms of the character art, that's a bit more of a, I guess, cutesy representation of the creatures from the Starfinder manual. I wouldn't necessarily call it cute, but it's cutesy, I guess. They are pretty horrifying looking centipede aliens that do stand up. They do have like a torso kind of area where they stand and rear up, and I think that's how they usually interact with the world. But otherwise, they got way too many legs, gross tail, gross mandibles. They're gross. I hate bugs so much. I'm so sad Chris did this. So gross. Ew. Yuck. But we do have our new challenger has entered the field and has attacked the bear, saying nothing.
Saying nothing.
In initiative order, and I'll say everyone sees this eruption from the ground, straight up from the ground. Zero, you are up next.
Well, considering this new challenger, attack the bear and not Rye, not my major concern at the moment. Major concern would be the bear. So while the bear's attention is clearly drawn away from the rest of us, Zero's going to pull out his energy pistol and take a shot at it.
Go nuts.
26 for the trick attack. So that's
26. And that's 20 plus CR?
Yep.
Just miss.
All right. And then the shot is 11 against his EAC.
Significant miss.
Again, I rolled the draw.
So you'll be all right. So the laser blast lights up the night. What color are your lasers?
Red. Standard red.
Nice red sheen erupts, shows off of the bear's yellow, like deep yellow armor, but otherwise does not actually do any damage. Are you gonna move? In terms of relation for like where you guys are, it's loose. You guys are loosely approaching. You were probably not too far from Dren, but you're not adjacent to the guys that are kind of pummeling Dren now.
I'll move about 40 feet away from everything.
Good to see you. All right.
Don't blame him, but dick move.
Next up, Seeker. You are still on the ground, or whatever rest pose you take. You're at rest, and you have woken to the sound of battle.
All
Can we
right.
also make a look to see if there's anything other than these three?
Yeah, make a perception check while you're on the round.
18.
You are pretty confident that those are the only folks, unless there's more things under the ground to which you'd have no real assessment for. Seeker.
Okay, so how close am I to everybody?
How close do you sleep to Rye?
I'm probably off a little bit
Very
to the side.
close.
Very close.
Uncomfortably close.
So spooning.
Not by choice.
Can you
Who
say,
are you? The big
Probably
spoon
about
or
like
the little
probably
spoon?
about 10 feet away, I guess.
can you
Then
say
you are-
very close?
If there's like a rock or anything, I'd probably be like leaning up against it, like sitting in
That's fair.
like
Yeah.
sleeping slouched over, sort of thing. Instead of like getting up, I'm just gonna look over, and be like, "Oh, that's a bear." What? All right, and I not even standing up, just instantly cast magic missile at it, just from a sitting position. Just like,
stay prone.
here you go.
That's fine. It's probably safest.
Yeah, so I'm gonna full cast magic missile. So that's 3d4.
All right. I'm also I'm grabbing a picture of the bear for roll 20 so people can kind of see.
+1? I think it's +1 each.
It's +1.
That's a
Yeah,
real
plus
tiny
one.
bear.
It's real distorted too. Let me switch it to map and
So
background.
12 damage.
12 damage to the bear. All right. That means it's taken a total of 35 damage. It kind of roars back at this damage and it snarls and it looks very much not pleased. In your head, you hear, I see you next, as the bear kind of glares at you, Seeker. And that was coming telepathically.
Ooh, spooky.
All right, I've made the bear image slightly bigger on Roll20. They're fun-looking dudes.
My character was almost a bear, but Alien Archive 2 was I don't know.
Enticing.
Yeah. But they also released new classes like a week before.
They're not officially released. They're still in playtest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're not officially. I'd still let you guys use playtest classes if it comes up, but they're not officially out, and we would adapt to whatever the playtest changes. Seeker, with that being your turn, it actually goes back to our bear friend.
Do I not get a turn?
No, that was a surprise round, and you're at the bottom of the initiative order for the actual round.
Sweet.
It's gonna roll. It actually
surprise round because I went.
You were you were the second person in the order of the regular round. So it was surprise round.
Oh, okay, yeah.
0 Seeker because you guys
Yep,
rolled
yep.
really well.
Gotcha.
So the bear actually shakes its head, like huffs a little bit, and like the fur around its neck that you can see out of its armor, like it shakes it. It glances back at the two soldiers beating on Dren, and it like literally steps over Rye and stomps towards Seeker, and it goes
Do I get
again.
an attack of opportunity?
If Rye would like to take an attack of opportunity.
No. Do I get an attack of opportunity?
Oh yeah, you attacked it from its back.
Oh yes, I did.
You know what? It's still gonna keep going. It's more focused on its prey, and it looks at the small weak thing as something probably a little bit more amenable. So
Also,
yeah,
I
get
would
your attack of
totally take
opportunity.
an attack of opportunity as well.
Sure, you're unarmed, Rye. Just so you know.
22.
Yeehaw.
22's a hit against the KAC for reals this time.
21.
21 points of damage. It still plods on after.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry, 23 now because I am now attuned.
Oh yeah, you got to track that stuff.
Yes, I do.
What was the total? I'm sorry.
23.
23. Okay, it's taken 58 points of damage so far from you guys. Its back armor is rent and damaged, and you're starting to maybe get a little bit of blood coming out of it, but it's focused on Seeker. Rye, you're punching it in the crotchal area.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. But I don't know what unarmed combat is because I would never do such a thing. So
What's wrong with unarmed combat?
Just roll D20 plus strength.
yeah,
We'll
that's
figure
what
it out
I'm
from there.
doing.
Or what your BAB too, if you got one.
Here we go. Am I what?
Base attack.
Base attack.
Oh, okay. I do have that too. So it is. Where is it? Where is it?
I got it.
I found
Wait.
it. I rolled a 21.
That's gonna bounce off of its armor. Unfortunately, you
I
probably
complain
bruised
about
enough.
how much hitting steel hurts.
All right, so Homeboy here has a really high advantage to its roll. So, Seeker, does a 35 hit your KAC?
Oh, yeah.
Your KAC.
Oh, not even close.
No, yeah, okay. So it actually managed to. It doesn't get you just as good as it does Ride because it didn't roll a crit, but it's still a nasty claw as it puts its weight into it against you. That's going to be 17 points of damage.
Okay. That's not that bad.
And next up is after the bear is Dren. You're up.
But I thought I was lower in the order. I had a 14 initiative.
And the soldiers both have 13s, and Rye has a 13, but Rye is a little bit better than the soldiers. So it's going to be you, Rye, than the soldiers. Their surprise round is why they acted.
What wasn't 0 and
They already
Already went. I
oh
missed.
wow, I must have not been paying attention. Okay, never mind that.
You don't remember the comment about me moving 40?
Well, wasn't that during the? Oh no, I guess that
They
was
didn't get
after
you
the
guys
surprise
didn't get the
round.
surprise
Okay.
round.
Yep. So I'm going to attack either of the people adjacent to me. It doesn't really matter which, because hey, well, arbitrarily the one to my left.
Sure.
And we'll see just how good my new character will do for its first attack roll, which is rolling now.
Just roll the damn.
The 2.
And no, I got a 22.
Okay, and now you're using your tail weapon, right? You're swinging your tail
Yes.
around, and that it does hit KAC, not EAC.
That is correct.
Okay, that totally hits.
And then that's going to be not terrible damage. That is 23 damage.
Describe your kill.
Okay, so yeah, as I've been battered into my head's been battered twice. I recoil from the 2 blows, and then I activate my Solarian blade at the end of my tail, and then I just go right up the whatever the humanoid was, right through the sternum, and
Okay, sure, like Alien Queen puncturing Bishop kind of thing. You gotta,
exactly.
Okay. All right, sure. You enter, you lift him off the ground a little bit with your tail thrust, and he falls limp to feet, knees, and then face.
And then a bit of a jerk out, if you will, for flavor.
I won't.
A
actually.
what?
I won't.
A
I'm
what?
jerking it out.
No.
Yeah, what?
Dren really needs to stop this.
Oh my God.
Rye, you're up next.
So the bears.
Lumbers over you and at your feet.
As soon as Rye starts like moving around, my character looks down and says, "Stay put. I'll protect you."
I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. I stay
Oh,
roughly
it's not a
in.
horse. It's a disgusting man that's looking in front of you. It's really disgusting.
Can I at least stand up?
That was directed at you, Chris.
Oh, what was the
I
question?
said, can I at least stand up?
Stand up, stay behind.
Okay, that's okay. I stand up, I stay behind, and I also. How far am I from people?
The bear is
Bad
probably
10 feet-ish away.
Yeah, 10
I'm
feet away
about
from
10
you.
feet away.
Yep.
No, bad people. How far am I from bad people?
I'd say 10 feet to the bear, 15 to 20 feet from the humanoids.
But the bear is dead, right?
No.
Oh,
No, the bear just gashed your friend Seeker against a rock.
oh. I'm sorry. I thought somebody said he crumpled.
No, one of the humanoids is dead, slumped over next to Dren.
Oh, okay. Is the bear's back to me?
Yep,
And Seeker's on the other side of that back?
that's correct.
Lobbing a grenade.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, how many grenades do you have?
It's like his thing.
I've got so many.
He's
that
got one less now.
Make sure you're tracking them because you're running out.
I am tracking them. Actually, that's a good point though. So instead, what I'm going to do...
Then you can do things like harrying fire.
Will you shut up?
Get
I'm
them, or
literally-
you could give them like stamina.
I know.
I don't know if you can do all of
options
those.
are available to me. I just want to feel more useful in combat and do some damage. But fine,
Then why'd you pick an envoy?
because I wasn't.
And then
thinking.
stab him to suck.
In his defense, I don't think he'd use any skills for any class he would have picked.
It's true.
That's a good point.
All right. So I am going to harrying fire. It's a attack roll against the DC.
15.
No, wait, because then I'm just wasting stuff. I'm gonna faint instead. All right. So I'm.
It's like-
Do I have a rock anywhere near me?
Sure.
FAINT?
I'm going FEINT. So I'm going to reach down, grab a rock, and chuck it in the general direction of the bear, and shout out grenade. And I will do a DC check equal to 10 plus the opponent's sense motive skill, or 15 plus 1.5 times the CR, whichever is greater. And I'm using bluff.
Okay.
Is that allowed,
Yep.
Dustin? You okay
Yep,
with
I
that? Because
like
I'm
it. I like
doing
it.
it whether you like it or
I
not.
like it. You doing it. Has no
Alright.
sense motive, so it's CR 7 plus 3, so 10.
I got a 29.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so as a result of that, he is dumb.
Actually, he's quite smart, but
Not anymore.
his,
Would you say he's smarter than your average bear?
yes.
Okay.
I liked it.
Okay. When you successfully faint, you treat your opponent as flat-footed for your next attack against him before the end of your next turn.
Yeah, it basically recoils away from the grenade as if you actually threw one, kind of like trying to block its face with a.
Am I the only one who gets that flat-footed bonus?
Yeah.
Until I attack him.
Well, too late. I already rolled.
It's fine. It's fine. Right. You stood up and then you did an attack. So it is the one soldier boy is dead. The other soldier boy kind of looks up, trying to see like the surveyor of the land, sees Grizz kind of going on a rampage, and the soldier says, "Grizz, the envoy Lashunta bastard, that one, the one with the face." And then he looks like, "Oh man, got Khalid. Oh, you bastard." And he hits this. So what he's swinging at you is, it's an old energy baton that the battery has died on, and he is simply attached like metal spikes to it from like high-tech armor pieces they used to have. So I'm not giving it archaic damage, but it's not doing as much as it would have. He makes the swing back at you, Dren. He rolled a 10, and he's got a like really
Oh no, never mind. God.
he's got a pretty crappy roll on that, so I expect it's not good. What's your KAC?
17.
Yeah, nowhere near it. He doesn't have a +7. He whiffs on this one, kind of looking at the body of his dead friend.
Just do like a little sidestep, little dodge. Whoop.
All right, that puts me back at the top of the order with 0.
Where am I on the list?
We didn't roll your initiative in. Roll me your initiative. I have you after.
Great. Well, I'm actually bottom, so I guess that would be me.
Yeah, let's put you now then. That's right. I did add you to the list because that was a surprise round you acted in first time.
Yeah. So what does so my character looks around, and then it actually starts glowing, and it quickly makes a loop all around Ryan. Wherever it steps, fire just goes up and it just erupts, and it stops. Again, it's standing in the same spot. So it just made a ring of fire around Rye.
I fell into a burning one of those ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then it hucks its weapon at the bear. Thank you. 28.
Hit.
20 for 20 damage.
Could you describe the weapon you're throwing as well?
So it is actually still my Solarium weapon. However, it is modified. As soon as it throws, it strikes. It stabs right into the bear's armor, but then it disappears immediately and appears right back in its hands.
And did you describe the shape of the blade when you first used it?
It is very similar to what did I give it a oh, it's more like a spear. No, I'm sorry, halberd. So it's very, very long, has a very slashy bit at the very top.
It is all made out of energy. Of what color?
Blue.
Out of a blue energy. Dren, what color is your blade?
My color's red.
Okay. And these are kind of like reflecting different like stars energy that they're pulling from. So think of the energy as kind of being very turbulent. It's not like a solid form of energy, not like a lightsaber. It's definitely more got some more movement to it. But yeah, it like pierces into this bear's armor, which rears back. Blood begins to spurt, and your weapon disappears back to your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And that puts us now to the top of the order with 0. Unless you, oh no, you did your move. That move you did. What ability was that?
That is Blazing Orbit. As a move action, you can move up to your speed, gaining concealment against any attack made during the move, and you can leave a trail of flames in every square you pass through. Flames last for 1 round and deal damage to anyone who moves through them. You can't move through another creature's space during this movement.
Okay.
So, these the ground is erupted in flames around myself and Rye.
Okay. Sounds good to me. 0, you're up. Could I have you make a perception check?
28.
Surveying the field, you're pretty sure that the bear is getting some sort of compulsion from the BSU soldier, and you notice that when the guy yelled at Grizz the second time, he had like some sort of control device in his hand, and there is some sort of collar attached to Grizz that like maybe gave off a blinking symbol that you noticed, just so you have that information to work with. It is your turn, 0.
All right. Now with that, I'm going to turn my attention to the other one.
The other soldier?
Yes, the other soldier. And going to, well, he's also distracted because, I mean, who pays attention to the sneaky operative android?
Who ran away? Yeah, no, he's fine.
Going to trick attack and attack him. 30 against his thing plus 20.
Oh yeah, you got it.
All right. So he is now flat-footed until my next turn.
For everyone, yep.
Yep. And the goddamn 2 of him. I'm 11 to his KAC. Or EAC, sorry. I'm sure that doesn't work. But...
No, 11 to his EAC is a direct hit.
Oh, damn. All right.
I'm not making that up either.
It is 6 plus, so 22 damage.
Describe your kill. They have 20 HP each. They are CR1 dudes.
Okay, nice. So 0 sees the clear control, like in the guy's hand, the controller for the bear.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately seeing that, just immediately diverts his attention, pulls it up, aim, shoots through the guy's hand and into the guy's neck, killing him instantly, with that bullet passing really close to Dren.
Oh,
like between the tail and his head, goes through, punctures through the guy's hand and neck. I will say for flavor, it actually catches the edge of the control device and erupts it, which immediately causes the bear's necklace to like clink off and fall to the ground. As this guy falls, gurgling, blood through the laser wound in his neck, the bear kind of rears up with his like actual opposable hands, because he doesn't have claws, like full claws. He got like actual hands, like with opposable thumbs now. Kind of like touches up at his neck, looks down at Seeker, and telepathically says, "We cool?"
Yeah. Telepathically, but yes, very, very cool. We cool. Yes.
Grizz immediately begins to run. Again, it's really creepy seeing a bear run with like on his like hind legs, but he just runs off towards the woods with kind of an F that message trailing back into his telepathy, and a small thanks directed back as he flees into the distance. None of you guys are close enough to give attacks opportunity other than Seeker?
I'm not going to attack.
Okay. And is anyone pursuing?
Is it communicated that you're letting him go?
No, he just kind of ran. I
Oh,
was
but
also
Are
like
you
sitting
I'm not
down,
next to him.
so
I can't hit him with an attack of opportunity anyway.
I
Correct.
was also like sitting down, so it'd be awkward if I was sitting and be like, eh.
That's what Rye did.
Yeah.
Rye like from prone, punch him in the nads, hit steel armor of the cup.
I just want to give everyone the what Rye has seen. He woke up to see a man bear,
Pig.
got stabbed by a man bear. He then got
Teabagged
surprised by a new bug guy with goggles.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. I'm going
It's
off the
dark
artwork.
Yeah.
Who was very, very friendly, who protected him with a ring of fire. And
Circle
a
protection
couple
red, but it's
people
fine.
died. So I woke up, I got stabbed, and then the bear ran away after stab. What happened?
Well, all right. So I guess we're out of combat then.
Yeah, combat's over. So you
All right. The flames die out.
I shout out at the bear, and don't come back.
The flames die out. My character turns to you and says, Reich Oren of Reich Oren LLC.
I start reaching for autograph cards, and they're all covered in blood.
I take one anyways. You pull out a fistful. I take all of them. Reich Oren LLC, the captain of the Indecision and leader of the Pact Breakers.
Well, we're still working on the name.
Engage your mandibles, for we are now engaged.
Wait, well, what?
And with all of its arms in legs, gives Rye a gigantic hug.
I hug back, but
Oh, yeah.
engaged?
Yeah.
What?
Engaged in matrimony.
Oh. Oh no.
Take your
Sense-
pipes up. Oh, good for you, Rye. Oh, I'm so
Sense
happy.
motive? Sense motive?
Oh, there is
Actually,
every bit of truth.
Chris, do you want to go on with that, or do you want that to be the closing
I
scene?
think that would be a great closing scene.
I'm gonna say the bug bear hug. Now engaged in matrimony. Rye going up, and then the scene fades to black with Seeker in the background. Congratulations, Rye. And that's where we're gonna end tonight's episode of Mostly Harmful. Apologies to Chris for not giving him any screen time at all. That was my bad. I kept trying to get the players to just move,
all right.
and we had a very
happy.
specific.
I've been playing this for literally months.
Yes.
There's going to be a Sheeran.
The only reason why Chris isn't a Sheeran, and he's a Bolida for people who are at home,
Bolida,
Bolida, is because the Alien Archive 2 came out like the week before we were going live, and we're like, yeah, okay, there's more bug options, we'll do that. Justin, would you mind switching? Oh, actually, let me give the end spiel first. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, apologies to Chris for not giving him a ton of screen time.
Fine.
We will have the full party gathered. Now, whether or not they're a party, we'll figure that out. But we have the full party gathered starting as early as next week. We'll have no more division, hopefully, unless they split the party on me, which they're not supposed to do. We will be back next week, 8:30 p.m. EST, same time every time. Next time you can see us, though, is this Saturday at 10 a.m. EST. We will be in Chris's apartment, where he is right now, up in his grizzle. I meant attic. I don't know why I said apartment. I'm sorry. Chris's attic in his house. My bad. It's an A. I'm gonna take the A.
That's fine.
We'll be hanging out there. I will be only there probably periodically during my kids' nap time and probably when they go to sleep, if I can convince my wife to relinquish me. But you'll see most of the cast, and Michael, you should sneak up to Chris's house at some point so we can get the whole cast periodically throughout the day doing shenanigans like I'm assuming just drinking straight hot sauce. That feels like something they do.
More or less.
That'll be no Starfinder stuff, no Starfinder shenanigans. That's all Vidya games, and I think it's all Nintendo themed as of last I heard.
Yeah.
So don't worry about worrying about missing RPG stuff, story stuff. That won't happen. We'll pick up next week exactly where we left off on Tuesday. But if you guys want to join us on Saturday or at any point, because we do have the link actually I have to post a link somewhere else now. I think it's on Twitter anyways. Want to support the Extra Life charity that we're working with, please absolutely do so at any point. But on Saturday we'll be doing stuff basically based on how you guys interact with the stream. For now then, unlike some of our rat folks, guys, just remember, never split the party, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, Patrick.
Hey, don't make fun of Rye.
All right, now we're going to go into the after party where we're going to talk shop, go through things, talk about anything we really want. The after
Patrick's
party,
gonna cry.
we're going to be going back. We have a couple of episodes of the after party that
on.
Justin's recorded, and a bunch that he hasn't. For all the ones that we do, we're going to start throwing them up on Patreon as one of our Patreon exclusives. Any tier Patreon reward will be access to the after party footage, which is basically like a gag reel without having